Hi, it's Esther here from Online Media Works. So this is a free LinkedIn audit I'm going to talk you through over the next few minutes to enable you to get a real good idea about where your LinkedIn profile is and what you can do to make it better. So whether you're searching for a new job opportunity or you're aiming to establish your expertise as a thought leader in your field, or you're keen to strengthen your brand identity, I have the help and support that you need. So we're going to start by auditing your LinkedIn profile. The question to keep asking yourself is, do I have a winning LinkedIn profile? And we're going to go through 10 questions to ask yourself. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to scan the QR code, which is going to open up a Google form so that you can record your answers to the questions as we go through. So I'm hoping that will help. You also need to have LinkedIn open, either on your phone or on your desktop. So, question 1 of 10. What's your goal for LinkedIn? So, have you got a measurable goal written down? And are you really clear about what that is? So, I think that it probably links with the 3 groups that I was just talking about. So it could be somebody that's seeking new opportunities, you could be seeking a job, you could be seeking new clients, you could be seeking speaking engagements, for example, or you could be in the category where you're really wanting to position yourself as an expert in your field, as a thought leader. So this might be then focusing on publishing valuable content and maintaining that polished profile that's really going to support your expertise. Or you could fall into the 3rd category, which is somebody that's really looking to use LinkedIn to grow their business. So once you've identified which of those 3 categories you fall into, then your strategy then starts to get a bit clearer. So if, for example, you're focused on job hunting, then you want to ensure that your profile aligns really clearly with the job that you want. Think of it as dressing for the job. And then you might also be then focused on gathering solid recommendations that really helps to strengthen your credibility. If you're looking to be recognised as a thought leader in your field, then you definitely need to be crafting a clean and professional profile. And then as you publish your well-optimised content on LinkedIn and engage personally with your audience, that's really going to boost your profile. But if building a powerful business is your objective, then you need to keep your profile up to date. You need to highlight your work milestones, adding in new examples of media and really showcasing your expertise. So by starting with defining your LinkedIn goal, you help to pave the way for a focused and impactful strategy. So as you would expect, we're going to be thinking about what a SMART goal looks like. So kind of what do you want to do? How are you going to track your progress? How are you actually going to do it? Make it actionable, attainable. Is it relevant to your overall goal on LinkedIn? And then when do you want to do it? So to give you an example of what this would look like as a SMART goal for LinkedIn, you could say my goal is to increase brand awareness for the next 3 months. It's specific because I'm going to focus just on LinkedIn, not on a myriad of other platforms. I'm going to measure it because I'm going to measure how many comments I have on each post that I put onto the platform. So if I'm looking to have 10 comments a post, is that going to be achievable? Yes, because at the moment I'm getting 5 comments a post. How can I make that realistic? How can I make that relevant? Because I'm going to spend 15 minutes a day focusing on engaging with my target audience. And what's the time element? Well, I'm going to aim for this within the next 3 months, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to review it every month on the 30th of the month. So that's an example of a SMART objective for LinkedIn. So what I'd like you to do now is to pause the video and record your response to question 1 on the Google form. So if I just stop sharing that window and I open up the Google form window, you can see that it will ask you for your email address, your name, and the first question is, do you have a written SMART goal for LinkedIn? And you can say yes, not yet, or I need help with this. So please do pause the video now and record your answer to question 1, and then come back and we're going to look at question 2. So question 2 is about your URL. So if let's just go into LinkedIn. And in LinkedIn, if we go to our profile here, so you can see your profile picture and your cover banner, at the top there, you'll be able to see what your LinkedIn URL is. So question 2 is asking you to put your LinkedIn URL into the Google form, and you need to think about whether you have personalized your URL. If you're not sure what that means, I'm really happy when I get the results of your LinkedIn audit. If you choose to send them to me, then I can go through that with you. So pause the video now and capture that URL and put it on the form. So now we're on question 3, and question 3 is, are you an all-star? So the way that you find this out is to click at the Me icon at the top of your LinkedIn homepage. I'll show you where that is in a minute. Select View Profile, and then your profile level will be displayed under the Suggested for You section. So it should look like this, suggested to you. You're the only person that can see what level you're at on your LinkedIn profile. So let's just go into LinkedIn. So the Me icon is this one at the top here, and you'd click View Profile. And then if you're not at LinkedIn, under this resources section, it will show you the screenshot that I just showed you that said somebody was at the beginner level. And then if we then go into question 2, we're now on question 3, and we've got what level of LinkedIn are you at? So your options are beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert, all-star. If you haven't been able to find it, please feel free to tick not sure, and then come back into the video. And then we're going to be looking at question 4. And question 4 is all about your profile photo. So we all know that probably somebody's going to give our profile about 0.2 of a second to choose whether they want to connect with us on the platform or not. So your profile photo really has immense power. It's visible to connection requests. It's visible every time you post or you comment in the feed. So you should definitely have a high quality professional photo. You should have you smiling, showing your teeth. You probably just want to show your head, or maybe head and shoulders. Obviously not wearing a hat, not wearing sunglasses. You need to have a really strong positive profile photo and really help you have a really good first impression on your LinkedIn profile. So let's just look at the question on the Google form. And it says, does your profile photo meet the criteria? And it's absolutely or no, not yet. So those are your two options there. Please feel free to pause the video and then come back for question 5 when you've done that in a moment. So in question 5, we're going to have a look at your cover banner. So your cover banner is the massive piece of real estate at the top of your LinkedIn profile, this bit here. And you would edit it by clicking on the pencil here. And do think about your target audience. Think about what they want to see. Think about how your cover banner links with your overall brand consistency. Have a think about what your target audience would like to see on your cover banner. Do change it often. It doesn't have to be set in stone. It should really be communicating your branding, your value, your skills, and your professional identity. So with the right messaging, both visual messaging and the messaging in the text, you can really help to create a better first impression. So let's, you can pause the video while you answer some questions about your cover banner. Do check that it's the right size, and do check that the text is aligned to the right hand side, otherwise your profile photo will cover some of it. And do check on both a mobile and a desktop about what it looks like, because it might look different on different devices. So pause and then record your response to question 5 and 6. So question 7 is about your headline. So let me show you what your headline looks like. Again, first impressions count. You have 220 characters for your whole headline, and your first 60 are really the most important. So this shouldn't necessarily be like your job title. This should be much more engaging, focusing on your target audience. So for example, the screenshot of my headline here is business coach working with business owners to grow, lead and adapt, digital transformation queen, LinkedIn one-to-one training and workshops, and then learn more with arrows pointing down below. Now, the reason that your first 60 characters are most important is because whenever you make a comment on somebody else's LinkedIn, LinkedIn pulls those first 60 characters through. So it's really important that whenever people see you, that your headline is pulled through with that. So it's really vital that you get it right. It also, your headline will show up in Google search. So again, it's really one of the most important fields for LinkedIn's algorithm. So please pause the video, go to the Google form and record your response to question 7, and then come back and we'll do question 8. So question 8 is about your about section. So let's see what that looks like on LinkedIn. So your about section is here. And it should really explain who you are, what you do, who you do it for. So if somebody was comparing you with another competitor in your field, your about section is the section that will help them to choose you rather than your your competitor. So my top tips here are that it really needs to be client facing. You need to be using the words and vocabulary and language that your target audience would use. It's not a place for abbreviations or jargon or stuff that only you understand. You need to have your keywords in there because, again, it's indexed by Google, and you've got 2,600 characters, so you've got quite a lot of space. You saw on mine that I've got some nice white space, I've got some emojis, it's kind of easy to read paragraphs. So if you go to the Google form, you can then record your response to question 8, and then come back then for question 9. So question 9 is about your featured section. I'll just show you what that looks like on LinkedIn. So your featured section is this section here. So this is an opportunity for you to add in, showcase your best work. So this could be, if you were on a podcast, it could be examples of work that you've completed, it could be testimonials, you can have video, you can have all sorts of different things here in your featured section. If you have more than 3, then what you need to do is kind of scroll through to see all of your featured items, and you can reorder those as well. So let's go back and really use your featured section to stand out from the crowd and to show some personality. So please pause the video, record your response to question 9 on the LinkedIn audit. Okay, so question 10 is about your content strategy. So on LinkedIn, you've got lots of different places that you can post things, and you can post short form posts or articles, and the short form posts, you can have up to 3,000 characters. That's not words, that's characters. And people might post and share content about thought leadership, about professional experiences, maybe anecdotes, maybe what you've been up to this week, if you've been at a new kind of networking event, maybe advice for other professionals, maybe opinions. So you can have text posts, you can have text with an image, you can have video content, you can have PDF documents, and of course you can share other people's content as well. I really think that it's important to have a documented content strategy so that you're not waking up in the morning and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to post to LinkedIn today? And it's always remember that consistency scores more points than frequency. So you don't have to be posting to LinkedIn every day. You need to be posting consistently. Maybe you decide to post once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. It doesn't matter, but you need to be consistent with your posting strategy, and that needs to be linked with your overall marketing strategy, linked to the goal that you set at the beginning. So please pause my video now and record your answer to question 10. And then question 11 is about your engagement strategy. So you might think, oh, it's not really necessary to reply to comments that people have put on my posts, but oh yes, it is. Replying to comments is actually going to boost the reach of your posts on LinkedIn, and it also opens up the opportunity to get a discussion going, and maybe will catch the attention of people who would just have scrolled past. When you post on other people's content, you get noticed. So pause the video, record your response to question 11, and then come back. So there's a really cool quote, apparently by Walt Disney, and it says, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." So really good idea to have an action plan for your LinkedIn, ring fence the time to actually make those changes happen. Here's some ways that I can help you. So I have various online courses. They start from free and escalate in price. You can work with me one-to-one, have a power hour, that's £97.50. You can work with me for in-person workshops, VIP days, those start at £99. I do bespoke company workshops, which start at £275. And I have the LinkedIn Academy, where you get input from me once a fortnight and opportunity to ask me questions, also once a fortnight. So something happening every week in the LinkedIn Academy to really help you get your profile absolutely polished and making those right first impressions. You can get in touch with me by completing that LinkedIn audit on the Google form, or you can send me an email, esther@onlinemediaworks.co.uk. But do record your response to question 12. It's asking you to send me any questions that you've got about LinkedIn, and then you can submit your answer. So I hope that this LinkedIn audit has helped you. Do get in touch with me if I can help you further.